my boy, Blue!
Welcome to the Built After Hours podcast, hosted by industry expert Edwin Eaton, where we talk with the bold entrepreneurs who built their service businesses after the world clocked out. Real talk, real risk, real results. Let's get into it.
Shake it, babe!
Welcome back to the Built After Hours podcast. I'm your host, Edwin Eaton. We wrapped season 1, but come on. You know I had to drop a bonus episode. In this one, it's different. My guest today isn't just in the cleaning game. He is the game. He's a serial entrepreneur, a cleaning business owner, a tech founder, and the mastermind behind Cleaning and Cocktails Live, the event that's flipping the industry on its head. But a regular intro won't cut it. He's from the Windy City. So let's run it back 90s Chicago Bulls style. From Chicago, Illinois, standing tall in the world of cleaning, the founder of Regalado Cleaning, the CEO of Route Software, the architect of Cleaning and Cocktails Live, the man who mixes business with bourbon, Ricky Regalado. Come on, Ricky.
That was awesome.
I had to do something, right?
Never heard or seen somebody do that before. So kudos to you.
Well, hey, usually you're the one, it's your podcast, Cleaning and Cocktails, but you're on the Built After Hours podcast, but I'll do it in Cleaning Cocktails fashion. I got my bottle here, so I'm going to pour myself a glass here so we can cheers to this, right?
I'm on the other side.
Cheers to you, man.
Other side. Cheers to you, my man.
Well, hey, man, I appreciate you taking the time because I know you're a busy man. You got a lot going on. You got your big event that's coming up as well. So let's kind of get you started into this. You know, I got a lot of new commercial cleaning business owners, that listen to this podcast. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Why don't you take us back? How did you get into the cleaning industry?
Dude, well, first of all, but Edwin, you're a busy man as well, bro. You're being busy, being productive and all the things that you got going on. So kudos to you for all that you're doing. And dude, this name is so like badass, Built After Hours, because I built my cleaning company after hours. Like, dude, I love the stories. Every story probably starts like that if you are a first time cleaning business owner, because that's where for me, it started 2012. While I was cleaning after hours, I was working during the day. So it's like, again, the name fits this industry so good, bro. But yeah, man, I've been in the industry since 2012, had a cleaning franchise that I bought with my family. And yeah, that's what we were doing, man. I still had my job during the day and we would service and clean the accounts after business, after work through the night. Because we had bought a good amount of accounts. So you're talking, I was working 24 hours a day for many, many days of the week. It was a straight up grind. Did not know if this is what I wanted to keep doing. It took a couple of years of really understanding, hey, this is for real. There's an opportunity here.
You know, I remember there was a story and I think maybe you told it to me or I heard it somewhere, and it was this is when you first started and either you or your wife went to the store to go get a pack of gum and your credit card declined, right? Is that, did I hear that right? That story?
So I have I'm looking down. I have a couple of stories that I wanted to touch on. That was one of them. Yes. So you heard that on one of our, I think it was called Humble Beginnings was the title of our podcast episode. It was me, my wife and Tony. And literally that happened is the first year. So my mom would come and help. My father was helping. My aunt was helping. All family. That's how when people said, how did you get past the first couple of years? Family. That's how I got past the first couple of years. And we're at the gas station. My wife's going to we're either me or my dad, somebody's pumping gas. And Barley's going to go in to get a piece of gum. And my mom's like, do you need anything? The card. She's like, no, it's a piece of gum. I got this. She goes in, comes back out. You can see it on her face, defeated. She's like, yeah, Carmen, I'm going to need a couple dollars. Like, none of the cards are working, and we joke. Like, to this day, we will still joke about it. But if one card doesn't work, use the other one. If that card doesn't work, use the other one. That's why we got five or six credit cards.
It's rough in the beginning, right? You got to do what you got to do. So at what point then did you realize cleaning wasn't just a hustle? It was actual real business opportunity for you?
Man, so I'd say year 3, fighting year for us because we had surpassed the $1 million in revenue mark. And to me, that was just, call it cheesy or whatever, built a $1 million cleaning company. At that moment, we were like, this is a serious business. This revenue is amazing. Banks looked at us differently. We surpassed that moment. And it was like, hey, let's take this serious. Let's build a team. Let's build a business and let's go out and double this revenue and then double it again. And that's when I started going to conferences and events that I saw that the rest of the industry, shit, we were that tiny. How big this industry really is.
So at that point, 3 years in, you hit the $1 million mark. You started with just you, your wife, some family members. How many employees at that 3-year mark did you have when you hit?
So there's two parts to that. So hit the $1 million mark to then go back to zero again because we sold the franchise back to the franchise.
Okay.
We realized we could win business on our own and then we could do it our way. So we did it the right way. We sold everything back to then establish what Roads Gelato is today. But we did it with a couple good accounts. I'm not a finance guy by no means, but we had 30, 40 accounts that were making us, on average, like $800 a month when we had won a couple of $7,000, $8,000 a month accounts. It literally equaled that amount, right? It was like, dude, why are we working so hard with 1 day a week, 2 day a week? Don't get it twisted though. Those accounts help you establish an understanding of the industry. But we started to do the numbers and win larger accounts to be able to hire, right? Our first big hire was Marley's mom took over invoicing and like billing for us. That took a lot of burden off of us. My Aunt Tilly and my father were hardcore cleaning technicians for us that were just rock stars cleaning everything for us. So family again was first, but we started to have like the first supervisor at that mark, our first inspector at that mark. We were doing post-construction cleaning at that. So things started to expand other than just traditional overnight cleaning.
I think a lot of people that look at you or meet you for the first time, it's like, dang, this guy's got his shit together, right? It's like, it must have been easy for him in the beginning, but I mean, you're telling it right now. It wasn't. It was a struggle in the beginning to get to where you're at now.
And it's still a struggle. I mean, we've got big clients right now that are going back out to RFP and we got to hunker down. We got to reinvent ourselves with some of our big clients right now that, again, bigger company is bigger problems. So it never stops, dude. It never stops.
We're here. We're going to talk a little bit about your, I mentioned it in your intro there, live event, Cleaning and Cocktails Live. We're going to talk about, but I see that shoe back behind you there. And I got to give a shout out to my daughter-in-law because she made that shoe for you.
Look at this thing, man. Look at it. Cleaning Cocktails. Ricky, come on. It doesn't get better than that. I front and center, man. Front and center. I'm a basketball guy. You know that. Everything's
I know.
basketball.
Oh, there's the jersey back there too. So no, that's pretty awesome. So, you've grown from being a cleaner to a tech founder and now live events and a podcast. I mean, walk us through the evolution of Ricky and all these processes and all these steps that you took to get to where you're at. Because it's amazing what you're doing. You're a man of many, many talents.
So, hey, man, look in the mirror. Like, you're the same. You're doing it too. I can flip this around.
No, I'm not at the level you're at, man. You're on a whole nother level.
Yeah. So, but I think all of our stories that anybody who builds tech for the industry that they're in, I feel it's because we all hit that pain point, which I know you did too. And my pain point was in 2018, 2019, where, dude, I was stuck working in the business again. And it was from the sales perspective though. So I was doing like walkthroughs every day, hitting every day, proposals at night to then flip it and turn it first thing in the morning. Cause to me, time was always of the essence. I always needed to be the first proposal in their inbox, but I was stuck like copy, paste, edit, notebook, take with the notebook. But it was manual, bro, manual process. And I said, I have to digitize. There's got to be a better way. And at the time there was only CRMs and the CRM really doesn't do a walkthrough for you or like estimates and stuff. So it was through my own pain points at Roads Gelato that I needed to figure out a way to share my knowledge base to the rest of the team because I didn't trust everybody. I was like, no, I have to do the proposal. I have to do the bid. I have to do the walkthrough because I know it all. No, you don't. Technology helps that. And dude, we quickly, when we built and launched the app, our team was the first true user, right? And we went from, 1 million to 2 million to 4 million to 7 million to 9 million. But everybody was selling. Everybody on my ops team could do a walkthrough. They could all do a bid. They could do a proposal. So we were our own true proof case that this kind of tech does help. Our industry is still a ways away, right? Like, I mean, adopting technology is still tough, but that's how I came into the tech world it was through our own pain points that we wanted to solve for.
And then you created something. I mean, you had systems in place that's helping your team and just, continue to throw that fuel on the fire and you just continue to grow like crazy. So that's,
Yeah, man. And the thing, remember, we talked about this too, man, is like technology doesn't solve the problem. Like you have to first do it manually. It's the manual process that you then digitize or streamline, right? But if you don't know what the problem is or how to do it manually first, it's going to be difficult to adopt tech. And I think that's why that happens to our industry is many people want a shortcut or a fast track. You still got to go through the hustle and then the pain and then the manual to really know, well, what is it that I'm actually even looking for to then get better?
So you went from cleaner, you're starting to develop this tech, and then what? Now you're coming into podcasts, right? I think you started Cleaning and Cocktails. If you haven't subscribed to it or heard it, go to Spotify, go to Apple Podcasts, go to YouTube, look up Cleaning and Cocktails. I mean, your podcast is amazing. And I think I watched your most recent one, and it was your podcast came to birth in what, 2020 during the pandemic?
2020.
You launched it,
Yeah.
right? Tell us
This last episode was pretty cool. I had Drew Larison who wanted to help with, market the event for the one that's coming up in Nashville. And he's like, dude, has anybody ever interviewed you on your podcast? I was like, no. He's like, what if I flew out there and I did it? I was like, let's go. And again, he asked me questions about cleaning and cocktails that I don't think I've ever shared because nobody's ever asked. Right. So it's like, it was a come to Jesus moment for me on being able to share some of the things that I've always known, but I just never shared. So, yeah. It came out of COVID, right before COVID, remember, very vividly, right before COVID. It was not a podcast that was born because of COVID. But dude, it was just, I was infatuated with podcasts in like 2019. I started to really listen to them. And then 2020 was coming and I was like, man, there's not really anything in the cleaning industry as far as commercial. I'm talking about like janitorial and the commercial side. And I so happened to be doing a walkthrough and there was a janitor closet that the manager that I'm trying to take a picture, shameless plug, I was using Route, right? Doing my walkthrough. And he's like, no, that's not a closet with supplies. That's a speakeasy bar. I was like, time out. I'm like, what do you mean speakeasy bar? Called the janitorial closet. And he walked me in and dude, it was like an epiphany and it just happened. It literally was born in the moment.
It was an actual janitorial closet in the past.
It was from the previous property that the mop sinks in the corner. The mop racks are in the wall. Like it was the janitor closet. It was tiny. It only fit 8 people. So it was born there. And ever since, man, I've just been having fun recording. And it's my favorite thing to do, man, is to share other people's stories, as I can imagine you love and you enjoy.
No, it's awesome.
Doing it as well.
Yeah, it's like a feel good, right? And you're hearing all these stories of people struggling and then to their successes. So, which is awesome. So now you've got this podcast. It's taken off. Where did you come up with this idea to do a Cleaning and Cocktails live? Because I remember the first event. I think it was at your office in Chicago, wasn't it? Because I sent my general manager there.
Yeah, he was the first person to walk in the door. And I remember iPro ever since that. I mean, I had known you and iPro, but like to see the logo come in and he was the first person, I swear to God, that I put the lanyard on. Hey, welcome to Cleaning and Cocktails.
He always is. I think it's, if you're on time, you're late. If you're late, you're fired kind of thing. But if you're early, that's what you need to be. And that's what he is. He's always first one there.
So in the in-person events, dude, so COVID happened. We're dealing with all that. I was upset because I really did want to do in-person podcasts. This was going to be it. I did 2 in the hotel at the Speakeasy Bar. And then I had to go to Zoom and I had to go to, Google Meets. Then I learned Riverside and I used that. And as we were launching and doing stuff, a lot of the people in the Facebook groups were like, man, it would be cool to meet Edwin, Jason, John, Josh, Carla, Raquel, all these people that I had on the podcast. And I'm like, you know what? Why don't I just get everybody together and put an event on? I have a beautiful office. Let's just do it. So I went on Facebook within 3 to 4 weeks, posted about the event. And again, it didn't cost me much as far as like hosting it in my own office. And dude, people came from all over the country and it was born, man. The community piece, the culture, that concept of stronger together outside. We already had a sign because the sign was really for COVID and us fighting through all this shit together. And I haven't looked back, man. And I just literally have pure enjoyment watching people connect, making relationships, hearing you talk about like one of your, it's a couple of your podcast episodes where you're like, yeah, I met you at Cleaning Cocktails. That's what it's all about right there. Just that moment that you guys connected. Dude, that's what I'll do this every year. I'll put something on just for that.
Honestly, I think 80% of the guests that have been on my podcast have been people that I've met at your event. Right. So I mean, Carla to Raquel to, Paulo, all these guys, they were at your event. And even one of them, Ruben in San Jose, he reached out to me. He was a consulting client of mine and I told him about your event. He wanted to go. you guys were already sold out. I told him, get in touch with Ricky. He'll hook you up. He'll get you in there. He got in touch with you. You made it happen. He got in there. It was actually the first time I met him in person, but it was at your event.
I remembered it. Yeah.
Very, very cool. Very cool. So, you've got the big event coming, but why your networking event, your trade show deal, it's not your typical event. Like what really makes it different?
So we've done many. I think we've had 4 now, and a couple have been outside of Chicago now, right? We've gone to DC, we've gone to San Jose. This one is going to be in Nashville. And when this one's different, and I've told you, and I've been this is different because there's an agenda, there's intentionality, and we're really focused on a few aspects of the business, which is subcontracting, scaling your business in new markets, and just overall sales, which all three happen to do with each other, right? It's just a different, unique business model. And I really put a lot of thought into it, man. Like we cared about who's coming, what primes are coming. We have a list of selected primes. We have a wait list of other primes that wish they could be a part of it, because there's one very special thing about this event is it's called the Deal Bar. And the Deal Bar, I want you to still think about it like mahogany furniture, leather chairs, cigar smell, drinks, gonna be mocktails because it's still early in the day. Like the look and feel, amber lighting is like where deals are made, right? If you're in a bar in Silicon Valley and the startup is pitching an investor, like that feeling of like accomplishment, right? Or like you're on the other side striking a deal with somebody. That's what we want, because at the end of the day, prime contractors in our industry, Edwin, have opportunities that if subs were aware of, they'd be ready for them, right? It's always happened where, again, I'm a prime and I've been a sub, that you find out about opportunity last minute. You're in a tough bind. Do you take the deal or not? Like it's never in a setting of like enjoyment of like, here, let's talk about it. I am growing in your market, Edwin, in the Washington area. I have this contract, 5 locations. Let's talk about it. This is a relationship. Prime and subbing. I want to reinvent how the relationship is. And this is going to be one of our first opportunities to do that.
That's pretty cool. So if you're a small mom and pop company, if you're just getting started, you still have the opportunity if you go to this event, right? To meet with the prime.
Yes.
And get work. I mean, this is just a perfect opportunity, not just to network with other colleagues and peers within the industry, but to meet some of the big players in the game that, like you said, like for me, if there's an opportunity in Washington, I have that opportunity to meet with them and give them my 30-second elevator speech and see what I can do, right?
Well, dude, think about it. We joked about this offline, and I'm not going to talk about it too much, but the idea that we were talking about, I really like that idea. We'll share it at a later time. But think about when you're at a pitch competition, right? Like you share and you have a 2, 3, 4, 5 minute pitch. That's what we're going to have is some of these subcontractors. So part of the deal is just because you buy a ticket doesn't mean you get a seat at the table. You have to apply. As a subcontractor, upload your W-9, upload your COI. What areas do you work out of? What areas could you cover? What service hours do you work? What services do you do? So that a prime has almost like a cheat sheet, a 1-pager on you as a sub, right? And knows that Edwin iPro covers the entire state of Washington, right? Awesome. Good to know. If I'm a prime that's in California that has a client that's going to Washington, you cover the whole state. You're my subcontractor. Let's talk. Let's do business here. So it's like information like that is going to be vital. So you still have to apply to try to get a seat at that table, because the last thing we also want to do, Edwin, is team you up with somebody that's looking for a contractor in North Carolina. You're in Washington. Like what is that? We didn't do our job to curate that relationship, right? And that's what this is the Deal Bar is a matchmaking experience for prime and subs to connect and share business and interview one another. Because the sub, it's like speed dating. It's like speed dating, man. Yeah. So the sub, hey, you better come with questions for the prime too. Hey, Edwin, you as a prime, what's your principles? What's your values? How do you treat your subcontractors? Do you pay on time? Like it's a chance for the sub to interview the prime as well. So it's just very intentional, very intentional.
So you know what's cool about your events, and I went to the one in San Jose and I had an opportunity to sit on one of the panels and speak to the group that was there. But how do you decide? Because you've done it at your office in Chicago, you did it in Washington, D.C., you did it in San Jose, now you're going to Nashville. How do you decide what cities to put this event on in? And then how do you figure out what speakers you want to bring on here? Because there's a ton of people that you could choose that in a heartbeat, if you asked them, they would go. Yeah, man, that's a great question. That's what goes into these events. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of logistics. People are like, well, you should do 3 to 4 a year. I'm like, are you crazy? Do you know how much I'd be working all year just on events? But to your point on destination, like DC was picked because we piggybacked with ISSA for that event that they had, where they marched to the Capitol,
right? So it was a clean advocacy week. So we did it with them. San Jose was picked because the Morenos are good friends of ours. And they're like, Rick, California is an ecosystem of itself. And it's difficult to travel to the East Coast from the West Coast. You've had it in the Midwest, have it in the West Coast. Boom, did that. Nashville came about because my friend owned the huge convention, Mike Delkey. And the huge convention is the industry's second largest cleaning industry event, over 2,000 attendees. But it's like specialty contractors though. So high rise window washers, pressure washing, epoxy concrete coating, right? Like specialty. So he's like, man, I'd love to have commercial BSCs come to my event. I just don't know how to attract them. Can you do a cleaning and cocktails here with us? Perfect. Midwest, Nashville, beautiful resort. I was like, let's do it, man. And they helped me with the logistics, the venue, the hotel. So that does help a lot. I don't know if somebody can partner with you and help you because it's a lot of work just to market the event, promote the event, sell tickets, right? Put on good speakers.
You're all over social media. I mean, you're
Yeah.
everywhere with this. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And it's a huge.
No, and then speakers. I did the agenda first, man. So like, right, yeah, I'm looking at the agenda and we're talking about a panel of the risk and reward of subcontracting. We have a session on AI when it comes to RFPs. We have a session of just being business ready. And then the second one is raising the bar on how to be business ready, how to become a good subcontractor. How do you handle the relationship with the prime on subcontracting? We have a great ending. The signature core is the state of the union of the industry, where we have some C-level executives from $100+ million size companies to share on what's the future look like. And I'm not talking like AI robotics, just strategy. How do you scale? What are you thinking as a larger company that the small and mid-size should be thinking of as well? So again, everything's intentional behind sales, scale, and subcontracting. But we thought of the agenda first to then fill in what speakers we should have. Which one thing I heard, I won a lot from everybody was, Rick, I love motivational, inspirational speakers, but dude, I want to listen from my fellow peers. Like they really want to listen to people that are in the shoes that they're in or have been and are industry related.
That's been in the trenches. That's done it. Yeah. A lot of this, I think for new business owners gets a little bit scary to go check out an event like yours, right? Like there's going to be all different types of businesses there, businesses that have been in the industry for 10+ years, some, less than 5 years. What's the ideal person? What's the ideal business that should attend this event? Or is there one?
Man, you know what? I'd say companies of all sizes, because on one side, I'm looking at the list of the primes that are coming. I wonder if you add up all their revenue, that's about $4 billion worth of cleaning companies just from 10 that are coming, right? But flip it. There's the others that want to come, right? That aren't going to be part of the deal bar as the prime. They're 40, 30, $20 million size companies too. Awesome. Crazy. Let's throw out some crazy numbers. But I would tell you, it's the companies that are 500,000 to 5 million in revenue that this is going to be a very big impact for, because you're going to be in the room with larger size companies that have those opportunities that can take you from 500K to 1 million in 1 year. That could take you from 1 to 3 million in 1 to 2 years. That could take you from 3 to 10 million in 5 years, right? So
whole other level.
It's a whole other level, man. Like people forget that subcontracting is a sales channel. There is no cost to marketing and sales for you as a cleaning contractor, because that prime is the one that has a seat at the table. Don't get it twisted though. You shouldn't, 100% of your business should not be subcontracting, but imagine if 20, 30% of it was, and you were doing the other part of marketing and sales, and this funnel keeps filling it too. Like I use subcontracting to help me hire more better talented people to grow my business. Well, so to me, it's a strategy play.
Yep. And it also gets you into some areas that maybe you've wanted to get into and you haven't been able to get there, and they can put you there and you can continue to grow at that
point. 100%, man. Like I hear a lot of talk on data centers. Zalato doesn't know much about data centers, but you know what? I already raised my hand for a couple primes, like, Airmark, GDI. I'm like, guys, if you have any data center subcontracting work, please call me. We'll do it at an affordable price just so I can learn how to do it. Like that's what it is. It's not, subcontracting is not a profitable channel by no means, right? There's not enough meat on the bones to make too much profit, but you will learn. And if you learn, there's power and it will turn into money.
It is. And let me ask you this, because you have a lot of subcontractors that work for your commercial cleaning business, correct? So you're
71.
So you're not just in Chicago, right? How many states are you in because of subcontracting?
We are in 32 states.
That's big time. You're almost nationwide. Dang.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's the power of subcontracting, and that's the power of getting in touch with some of these primes too.
And think about that, Edwin. So, and I haven't scaled in many of those states, but some we have. So again, part of growth is understanding, do you have enough firepower in a city to flip that to turn it into a net branch? But you'll never know if you're not there. So all it takes is 2 to 3 anchor clients and you can establish a net branch in a city, but you can if you don't take the risk. It's a very big risk, but with risk comes reward.
Exactly. Well, hey, not to shut you down just yet, but this brings us to the first segment of the show. If you've watched this, you know that I like to play games. And this is a new game just for you. It's called Red Flag, Green Flag. But before I start, I have to give a shout out to our sponsor. So Red Flag, Green Flag is brought to you by Cleaning and Cocktails. Your chance to the best kinds in the cleaning business. It's all going down in Nashville, Tennessee, August 19th through the 20th. 2 days of real talk, real people, and real growth. Don't miss it. Grab your tickets now at cleaningandcocktails.com and use my code Edwin15 to save 15%. Both Ricky and I will see you there. So Ricky, there I gave you a plug, right, for Cleaning and Cocktail. So Red Flag, Green Flag, you down to play it?
Let's play.
Okay, so basically what we're going to do is I'm going to describe a client scenario or business situation, and you tell me if it's a green flag, go for it, or red flag, time to walk away. So you ready?
I like it. Go for it.
All right, number one, a client wants a price, but no walkthrough. Green flag or red flag?
Red flag.
Red flag. Prospect says, we've gone through 4 cleaning companies in the last 6 months.
Red flag.
Red flag. Client asks detailed questions about your scope, your team, and your inspection process.
Double green flag.
Green flag. I like it. Client tells you they'll circle back after reviewing your bid with their brother-in-law who runs a cleaning company.
Red flag.
And the last one.
I've actually heard that one before.
I have too. That's why I did. So last one for you here. They want you to match your competitor's lower price, but they want to keep your scope of work.
Man, my early self would have said green flag because business is business. But my late self now says red flag because it's not worth it. It's not about matching. It's matching the scope, not matching the price.
Exactly. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you for playing the game. Again, sponsored by Cleaning and Cocktails Live, right? So, hey, let's continue the conversation because we were talking a little bit about tech and, technology's really helped your business. Can we talk about, the name on that jersey behind you, Route? What is Route all about?
Yeah, man. So Route is a platform of multiple different tools, primarily in the sales space. We've had other tools in the past, but we shelved them because we learned that we had to focus, Edwin, right? So the biggest thing with tech is you feel like you could build all these technology tools and it's going to help and save and solve everybody's problem. But if the company you're working with that's a technology company isn't focused on a few major problems, you're going to be working with a company that has too many different solutions for you, right? So we learned that. I learned it the hard way, man. So we like to say we are a platform of sales tools, right? So our first tools were the walkthrough builder, the bidding calculator, and a proposal generator that to me help you share your knowledge base as a cleaning business owner and allows your team to sell better, sell faster, and sell together. Now, our new baby is our marketplace, which is a platform of prime and subcontractors that is very map driven based on profiles where cleaning companies create a profile and a prime, their activity on the marketplace is posting opportunities and the sub is being alerted of those opportunities in their market and they're bidding on them. And the prime is negotiating a price with that sub. And in the end, they do business together, right? So we are solving the problem of search, find, vet, and award. There's other things we'll do down the road, but again, we're focused on just reinventing the delivery model of subcontracting, allowing the prime to really connect with the sub and the sub to really win new business otherwise that they wouldn't have and really just grow together. So again, in the end, this has to do with sales.
Yeah, absolutely. Sales is the lifeline of any business. Being in the industry 20 years now for myself, it's one of those things where sometimes I get a little leery of dealing with some of these national companies to subcontract with because if you go to these Facebook groups or chat boards, there's a lot of horror stories of, the smaller companies not getting paid on time or, whatever the case is, they get ghosted and then they're stuck with $15,000 in payroll and they don't have any money. Yep. Does your system solve that issue?
Yeah, man. So one of the first things is it's priority and mandatory to have the subcontractor upload their COI and their W-9 and additional items like business license. Within the profile, they'll be answering questions, some tough questions too, right? Like what's your revenue? What's your employee count? Do you have an org chart? Do you have a quality control process? Are you an ISSA or BSCI member? Robust profile, right? This profile is going to be everything that you can determine whether you want to do business with somebody. Flip side, the sub will be able to rate the prime as well. Like, did they pay me on time? Were the net terms agreeable? Was it good and easy to work with this prime, and vice versa? One thing that we'll do down the road within the end of this quarter or the end of the year is invoicing. Right? We're going to allow for a sub to invoice the prime and the prime to make payment of the sub on the platform, because to your point, payment, that's always an issue, man. But you know what? It's not always the prime's fault. I'm a prime and I'll be the one to tell you is that the sub has to invoice on time and appropriately and have the line items and have the description of service and but vice versa. The prime also has to give them what they need to be able to do that on time and own up to the net terms, right? Again, there's always a gray area, Edwin, where, because I've lived both sides. I've been a sub that the prime was 15 days late to pay me. It is what it is. I understand. I know it's coming though, right? You have that hope that it's going to come, and I'm working with a very big established company. Vice versa, the sub, you can't send an invoice on a Thursday and expect to get paid on a Friday, right? Remember, the prime is the client. Would you do that to a client? Whatever you would do to a client is how you have to act as a sub with the prime. Is at the end of the day, the prime is your client. So communication, relationships, there's going to be, we're working on something that I can't announce yet, but it's going to be a program for subs to help them just professionalize the business better. Because another thing people get confused is not everybody can just be a sub. You can't just hire Edwin's cleaning company who has one employee. That company is not a subcontractor. They have to have a business. They have to be doing subcontract work for 4 or 5 other cleaning companies. There is a difference between an independent contractor and a subcontractor.
So does this work for a small mom and pop company that comes across your website and they say, you know what, I want to sign up for this because I want to become a subcontractor, but they haven't done any subcontracting in the past? Will that work?
I would say at first glance, they may not be selected because of they don't have years of experience and maybe they don't have a big enough team, but I would argue there is a path to get there though. So I respect the consulting that you do, and we have mentorship. So I don't want to say don't apply and don't try to become a sub, because at some point you start somewhere. We did, right? I started with 3 employees and we are where we are. So I want to say learn, educate yourself, get ready, get yourself business ready to then be able to take that next step. You're going to find the primes that will give you a shot for sure.
That's cool. And then obviously on your end of it, the primes, you're vetting them, knowing that they're a good, reputable company, all that stuff.
Yeah, dude, because the same thing. There's a lot of shady primes out there, man. Trust me. I know, it is not easy being a prime contractor as well, but dude, just do good business. Have good contracts, make great, good price points with your proposals, so that if you're going to subcontract something, price it out knowing what you have to pay the sub. The worst thing that happens is when the primes are paying the sub a price that they know very well that sub cannot hire somebody to work that account. That means that they're doomed from day one. The goal is you're hiring a company that has employees that's servicing your account. Not that you're hiring an owner of a company that's going to go clean the account. To me, that's not a successful prime sub relationship. But again, to each his own. But that's where we're going to have the shot to do these things our way on the platform.
And, I think you kind of answered this question a little bit. And, I've asked you a couple times because I've launched my own software, and its technology can be a bit overwhelming for some people, especially, a lot of people that get into the industry, they're still pen and paper. They're not used to the technology. How does Route keep it simple and powerful, for that user?
So I don't have the silver bullet for that question, because I've learned, man, even right now we're going through it. The user experience on our first original tool is not the greatest. We have to continue to improve it. But I'll tell you the one thing that I can hold my hat to now on this build out that we've had with Marketplace, because remember, I tried before. I didn't have the exact right team and the right technical acumen at the time to get it done. This time around we do. And it's talk to your customer, talk to your customer, talk to your customer, talk to your customer, talk to your customer. I had a biased approach, man. I'll be honest. I thought I talked to enough people to know exactly what we needed to do, but I was talking to the wrong customer. This time around, we pivoted to talk to the prime and cater to the prime. But here's why. They feed the market. They have the opportunities that the subs need. Make it easy for them to be able to use the platform and post the opportunities. Will make it easy for the sub to win and grow their business.
So talking, you've been talking to customers and talking to the customers. What's the coolest piece of feedback you ever got from a route user?
I'm lucky that there's quite a few. So that's always good, right? Now I go back to a couple of early users that used Route for the first time to win their first, second, third proposal, or the users that won that big $100,000 a year proposal. And it's to them, and they're like, Rick, I was able to do the walkthrough, do the bid, and complete the proposal on your platform, submit it. And the customer ended up saying, due to the photos and the customization of this proposal, you won this account. And to hear them say that, it's because the things that we took into consideration when we built the tool was that, man. It was like, give them a shot that it's your place, that you're listening. The user's giving you what you want, the company, right? As a user. So that was awesome to hear. Those are feel good moments because it's like all that work we put into building the product worked in that sense. Now it's not for everybody. But there's users to this day that are still winning proposals. And some of them have thrown out numbers like, dude, we win 80%. We have an 80% win rate when we use Route to win our proposals. So we want that same exact feeling, Edwin, for, this is my dream as we launch in August. We're launching in August, the new marketplace is I want subs because it's, again, love you primes. You guys are the ones that are going to feed this marketplace and change the trajectory of these subcontractors' growth and their business. But subs winning on the platform is going to be the ultimate test because we will have changed the trajectory of these subcontractors' lives and company for the foreseeable future because they're winning business they just wouldn't have won if it wasn't for the platform.
Listen, cheers to you, man, because I don't think people understand how difficult putting together software is. And I'm just barely getting into it. You've been doing it for quite some time now that it is stressful, man. So
it's because you want to help everybody, man. At the end of the day, if you are a true tech founder, yes, you want to scale a company. You want to see yourself. Dude, I'm infatuated with Inc. magazine, Fast Company, right? All the time. But like, at the end of the day, you want to see users winning using your platform. And it's not easy. Kudos to you too, man. I see what you're doing. And that's why I'm excited to have you be a part of everything we're doing because you need all these different solutions. That's one thing that I'll tell you here now, here forever is not one software can solve all your problems. Not one. It takes multiple.
100%. Yeah. Well, hey, Ricky, I know you're a busy guy. You got stuff going on, but this brings us to the final segment of the show. And I like to call this one rapid fire roulette. I've been waiting to do this one with you. But one more plug here for Cleaning and Cocktails. In case you didn't hear it earlier, Rapid Fire Roulette is brought to you by Cleaning and Cocktails Live. Your chance to network with some of the best minds in the cleaning business. It's all going down in Nashville, Tennessee, August 19th through the 20th. 2 days of real talk, real people, and real growth. Don't miss it. Grab your tickets at cleaningandcocktails.com and use code Edwin15 to save 15%. So, Ricky, I'm going to ask you 5 questions, and I'm going to give you 3 seconds to give me a quick answer. So,
shit.
You tell me when you're ready.
All right, let me take a little drink here. Hold on.
All right. What's your go-to cocktail?
Old fashioned.
First thing you do in the morning?
Brush my teeth.
Chicago sports star not named Jordan.
Ooh, Scottie Pippen.
So what song gets you hyped before one of your events?
Man, I already forgot the name. Hold on. Sorry, you're going to have to come back to that one. I have way too many songs. It's 8. I like 8 Mile Eminem. Yeah, 8 Mile Eminem.
Okay.
That's the song. So I'm sorry, it's going to take a little bit longer, but the moment he is rapping at the end, do you remember that song that is like the symphony of the movie? But dude, to this day, that moment of when he says all the negative shit about him and then the guy has nothing left to say, I'll tell you now is I've been manifesting that and living that over and over again because, dude, think about that moment. That moment that song comes on for me and I listen to that, it's a great manifestation.
So that's going to be your walkout song then down in Nashville.
That's my walkout song. Let's go.
All right, last question. And I think because everybody wants to know this, and I know you're not out there cleaning toilets and dusting anymore, but back in the day, what was your go-to cleaning tool of choice?
I would say the Pro Team backpack vacuum. First was with the cord, but the minute I learned there was a cordless backpack vacuum, that was it for me. I went to town. I was a professional vacuum cleaner because we did team cleaning. Pro Team backpack HEPA vacuum.
Listen, and just to clear the record here, because people are saying that at your event in San Jose, I won the pro team battery powered backpack vacuum.
You did.
And people were saying it's rigged, that you purposely picked my name, but I want to clear.
No, dude.
You did not. You just picked it out of and it was me.
Dude, it was you. I mean, the $500 that I got, we're not talking about the $500 you gave me. But let's talk about,
I still get crap from people today that said it was rigged. We just,
no, it wasn't. It was not.
There you go. It's on record now. Okay. So Ricky, before we wrap this up, what's next for Cleaning and Cocktails? You got bigger cities? You got new formats? What do you got going on?
Well, I really hope that people enjoy this one and they enjoy the deal bar, because I really want the deal bar to be our flagship and really be something that we do and we can take it across the country. And because I think I've never seen or heard of an event where you walk in and you walk out with business, right? So if we could be known as an event one time a year where you come, you strike a deal, and you come in, you learn, you get educated, you can connect, you build your networking relationships. But if you can leave with business, I've done my job on helping you grow and open up that opportunity for you to reinvest in yourself. So I hope it goes the way I want it to go. I'm going to manifest it because it's going to happen. But yeah, just having more fun with Cleaning and Cocktails, man. It's really been one of the best opportunities for me to be able to spotlight all of you in this industry, because it's changed my life. So anything I can do to help change other people's lives is what I'm aiming to do.
So you've been talking about a bunch of great stuff. I mean, I'm ready to attend. I've already got my tickets. I'm going. But if someone that's listening to this show is on the fence about attending, what would you tell them right now to get them to purchase their ticket?
I said, man, hey, get comfortable being uncomfortable, because this is a very uncomfortable industry. It's a thankless industry. So anything you could do to put people around you, like myself, like Edwin, and our communities and our network, is going to give you just that little bit of chance that you need to level up and really take your business to the next level, because it takes people. When people talk about what is proprietary, nothing in this industry is proprietary. There is no secret sauce. We all use the same chemicals, the same equipment, the same training techniques, the same strategies. The number one thing is people, and the people that you have working for you, but more importantly, the people you have around you. So put yourself in a place that's going to give you the right people to get ahead. And that's what Cleaning and Cocktails brings, man, is the right people.
Absolutely. And like I said earlier, 80% of my guests that have been on my podcast have been from Cleaning and Cocktails. So the networking piece itself is huge to get your name out there in the industry. Ricky, I'm going to put all of the links and everything down in the show notes. But again, what's the website that somebody can go to purchase tickets?
Go to www.cleaningandcocktails, all spelled out, cleaningandcocktails.com.
Perfect. I know you're busy. I appreciate you coming on to my show. I know that I've been on your show, so it's a pleasure to have you on the Built After Hours podcast. I mean, you're building stuff that's just amazing for the cleaning industry. So again, cheers to you for everything that you're doing. And I'm looking forward to the Cleaning and Cocktails event in Nashville.
Awesome, man. I will see you there, my man.
See you there. And for everyone listening, if you're serious about growing your cleaning business and making real connections, this is the event for you. Go follow Ricky. Check out Cleaning and Cocktails at cleaningandcocktails.com. Season 2 is coming soon. Until then, keep building after hours.
Thanks for checking out this episode of Built After Hours podcast. Please be sure to like and subscribe and share with someone you know who is building after hours. Remember, be bold, take risks, and get results. See you next time.